A Paintsville clinic owner is found guilty in a federal drug trial. And we begin a series highlighting the women who shape our region. I'm Jerry Scott, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. The son of a former Paintsville doctor who pleaded guilty to a federal drug charge has now been convicted in his own federal trial. A jury on Wednesday found Jeremy Bryson guilty on all counts after an 8-day trial. The charges include conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, conspiracy to use another doctor's DEA registration, conducting financial transactions with illegal proceeds, and 6 counts of distributing controlled substances. Prosecutors say Jeremy Bryson owned Appalachian Family Medicine in Paintsville, while his father, former Dr. Don Bryson, owned the building and worked there as a medical consultant. Authorities say the clinic operated more like a pain clinic, with patients paying $75 in cash for visits that resulted in prescriptions for opioid painkillers. Don Bryson pleaded guilty in June 2024 to conspiracy to distribute controlled substances. He is scheduled to be sentenced April 2nd and faces up to 20 years in prison. Jeremy Bryson is scheduled to be sentenced June 2nd. He faces up to 20 years on the drug charges, 10 years for the financial transaction charge, and 4 years for the DEA registration charge. March is International Women's History Month, and Sunday is International Women's Day. With that in mind, Mountaintop News will be focusing the spotlight on many of the influential women who helped shape the communities of our region. Today, Robin speaks with Missy Allen with the Floyd County Fiscal Court.
This Sunday is International Women's Day, and March is Women's History Month. So for the next few weeks, we're going to be highlighting women who play big roles in our communities. We're starting with Missy Allen, Special Projects Director for the Floyd County Fiscal Court. First, we asked her how she attained her current role.
I am a retired nursing home CEO. I worked in healthcare for almost 40 years, and I actually got involved in working with the county during the 21 flood. I wanted to be able to help. So Judge Williams, I called him and he said, if you want to go and, run that up there, I would appreciate it. In June of that year, he reached out to me about a position to work with the ARPA grants. I did that, and then I just kind of morphed into helping with other special projects.
Next, we asked her if there's anything Judge Robbie Williams thinks she does better than him because she's a woman.
I'm not going to say that he thinks I do it better. I'm not. He didn't say that at all, and I don't think that I do that better at all. But I do have an ability sometimes to communicate with folks pretty good, and can and try to respond. That's one thing that he gives me. When I first started, I was like, well, he people were wanting to interview me, especially on the flood stuff, and I was just like, are you sure you want me to do this? And after the first time, I guess he saw I didn't fall on my face or whatever. He was like, yeah, just run. Well, you can do it. You've got it. So, he trusts me on those things to go on and do those interviews and talk to folks when he's not always available.
Lastly, we asked what advice she would give to young women who want to build a career in her industry.
I'm on this thing right now, being able to tell our story. We always have a story of what we want to do, what we have done, what our goals and aspirations are. And if you don't have those, then you need to be figuring out what those are. And be always looking ahead and ready to present yourself well. And just tell your story. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. And this is why I think I can do it.
Our next interview will feature Shannon Kirkpatrick Daniels, Executive Director for the Appalachian Center for the Arts in Pikeville. Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Robin Tillman.
Coming up after the break, some brilliant kids were putting their knowledge to work at the East Kentucky Science and Engineering Fair today. We'll take you there when the Mountaintop Daily continues. But first, sports and weather.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Destiny Foudy, and here is your Mountaintop Sports Recap. We start in Evansville, Indiana, where Moorhead State season came to an end in the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament quarterfinals, falling to Southeast Missouri 60-55. Senior Marie Sepp did everything she could to keep the Eagles in it, pouring in a game-high 17 points while hitting 7 of her 19 shots. Fellow senior Kate Dyke added 11 points in her final game and in Moorhead State uniform too. The Eagles actually held a late lead in the fourth quarter, but the Southeast Missouri closed the game strong from the free throw line to seal the win and advance in the tournament. Back here in the mountains, don't forget you can follow all of the action from the 15th Region Tournament by downloading our free radio apps. Our crew is bringing you full coverage, and you can stay tuned to our Facebook page for final scores, players of the game, and highlight videos too. Make sure you check those out. And finally, Mountaintop Sports will be in Lexington on Saturday as Kentucky takes on Florida. Be sure to follow our pages for updates, photos, final scores, and more for that matchup. That's your Mountaintop Sports recap. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, Attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When the women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
Hey, it's Kristen Mulcahy from Appalachian Wireless. Let's talk for a second. Those big name carriers, they talk big, flash big numbers, make bold promises, but then comes the fine print, the hidden fees, and the coverage that doesn't cover. At Appalachian Wireless, we don't hide behind contracts or call centers. We live here, we work here, and we provide service with real savings, real devices, and coverage wherever you go. So if you're tired of getting the runaround and listening to those empty promises, visit us online or in one of our many retail locations today, because we are you, we are Appalachian Wireless.
Students from around the region were competing in a battle of ideas at the East Kentucky Science and Engineering Fair today. It's all part of an effort to promote scientific education in the mountains. Nick takes us there to learn more about it.
On Friday, March 6th, the 27th Annual East Kentucky Regional Science and Engineering Fair was hosted on Big Sandy's Prestonsburg campus. Area students were able to show their hard work to a panel of judges for a chance to move on to the next phase. Big Sandy Community and Technical College President and CEO Todd Brand says he's proud to host the competition.
Well, this is one of the best events we have on campus, in my opinion. We're a community and technical college, and we really try to put the community in that title. And so our K-12 partners are integral to our success, both now and in the future. And it starts now. We've got to really start working with our partners more to reach down and do what we can to nurture and grow that next generation of talent here in Eastern Kentucky. And I can't think of a better way to do it than to have an event where we have some of the best minds out there with our students on our campus engaged in a competition like this. It's very gratifying as a president. The students are fantastic. And I've got to say, as a guy who used to compete in science fairs myself, I've looked at some of these projects. I was talking to the students this morning, and we've got some amazing minds out there. I'm glad I'm not judging these projects because it would really be tough from what I've seen so far.
Big Sandy wants to help prepare students for STEM field careers by emphasizing the science fair. This is part of their mission to retain educated individuals in the East Kentucky region.
I think we've got a twofold approach. One is with our East Kentucky Science Center, which is really a treasure in Eastern Kentucky, to have a place where parents and students and the public can come together and see science not necessarily in a textbook, but really come alive in a hands-on environment that you can use in our Varia planetarium. I think is fantastic. But second, we're really trying to prepare students for careers in STEM. We've got many fields that students that can go into, ranging from being science majors to nursing and allied healthcare fields. We've got pre-engineering programs that students can go into, and just about all of our technical programs have a science or technology or engineering or math focus. So we really, it aligns perfectly with our mission, but also with our programming, where we are trying to train that next generation of students that's going to make up the workforce here in Eastern Kentucky.
Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Nick Collum.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Jerry Scott for Mountaintop News.